Welcome to the video of Vort. The Torah uses several different words to express the idea of a poor or impoverished person. They include ani, dal, evion, and rush. And the Mefarshim try to understand the difference between these various types of ani, these various types of poor person. Some suggest that the evion is the rock bottom, the absolute lowest on the rung, on the ladder. This is an individual who has nothing and needs everything. That's an evion. A little bit higher than that might be a dal, who still needs quite a bit, but is not quite as impoverished as an evion. And ani is somebody who's spiritually impoverished, is a person who is in a state of impoverishment. That means that their whole being is in a very humble, degraded state because they have to receive and take money from others. And then beyond that is a rush. So what is fascinating is that in this week's parsha, we have a mitzvah to help the poor. And although the Torah could choose from any one of these words to express the poor person in question, the Torah uses none of them. Rather, the Torah says, a very awkward language, should your neighbor be in a weakened state, in a frail state, in a state of impoverishment, then you should support him. Why doesn't the Torah just use one of the classic words, ani, evion, dal, or rush? What is this? Yamuchachicha, your neighbor is in a weakened state, in a low state. The answer to this can be understood in a simple Rashi. Rashi, citing the Medrash, says that there's a difference between a person who has already hit rock bottom in any of these permutations, ani, evion, dal, or rush, versus a person who's on their way down but has not yet quite hit the bottom. It is easier to help a person when they still are in a somewhat self-reliant state than it is when they've already hit rock bottom. And the metaphor that Rashi uses based on the Medrash is if a person is loading up their donkey, it is easier to rearrange the cargo on the donkey, even if the cargo seems to be falling, rather than when it has already fallen off and hit the floor. What one person could have done to help rearrange the cargo or support the cargo on the donkey, now once it has hit the ground, requires 5 people to put it back on the back of the donkey. And therefore, the message is quite clear. The mitzvah here is not to help a poor, impoverished person. The mitzvah is to help the person before they hit the bottom, before they become impoverished. Ani, rush, dal, or evion. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless us and give us the insight and sensitivity to notice our neighbor, ki yamuch, when they're on their way down, when they are in their frail state, before they hit rock bottom. So that way, what one person can do now should not be required by 5 people later. Good Shabbos.